Now let's conclude the ideas and the topics in those 3 time signature videos. So if we have a 2, 3, or 4 on the top of our time signature, the top number, we have simple time. If we have a 6, 9, or 12 on the top of the time signature, we have compound. Now what we went over in the irregular time signature video was our 5 and our 7. So if we have our 5 and a 7 on top, that is an irregular time signature. And now we're looking at our bottom note. So if we look at our bottom note, if we look at our 4, it's telling us quarter note. If we have an 8, it's telling us eighth note. So what I wrote down here, it's if you know the pulse in a number over 4, then just think the same thing, but eighth notes. So let's look. We know 3/4 is just 3 quarter notes. So 3/8, without thinking about too much, you could just think, I already know what 3/4 is, and 3/8 is just telling me 3/8 notes. So the pulse is this. It's the same thing as your 3/4, but in eighth notes. Now let's go into a little more complex one, okay? So we have our 7/8. So our 7/8 is telling us we have these pattern of 2/8 notes, 2/8 notes, 3/8 notes, which we could translate into a pulse of a quarter note, dotted quarter note. So now if we know that 7/8 pulse, 7/8 is telling us 7/8 notes. So if we look at 7/4, 7/4 is telling us 7 quarter notes. What's the difference between an eighth note and a quarter note? Well, a quarter note is double of an eighth note. So let's take this pulse and just double it. Okay, now we have this pulse. That's all you have to do. So vice versa. If we went from 7/4 and we're saying, I already know that pulse. Now we're going to 7/8. The difference between a quarter note, eighth note, is eighth note is half of a quarter note. So we're going to turn this into each half of the equivalent note. There we go.